Hey folks, Raphiel Murden here. Thanks for your interest in Emory Bios. I'm happy to share a bit about myself and my research interests and activities. As you can see here, I'm an assistant professor and director of graduate studies for our master's degree programs. Outside of my academic life, I enjoy exercise and outdoor activities, which Atlanta is great for. And like many nerds, I strongly enjoy science fiction and fantasy entertainment. One of the best things about being a statistician is that we often get to work on projects in a variety of scientific fields. One of the areas I've recently moved into addresses whether state level policies and their county level implementations around neonatal substance exposure impact rates at which infants are removed from their homes and placed into foster care. This is an important public health issue, especially given the substantial increase in neonatal substance exposure and subsequent adverse outcomes, such as home removal, since the beginning of the opioid crisis in the early 2010s. This work is a part of a larger collaborative project with Dr. Stephen Patrick, who chairs the Department of Health Policy and Management here at Rollins School of Public Health. We're using data from a national repository on adoption and foster care and modeling these data with statistical methods that are often employed in economics. However, as noted before, I've been very lucky to work in a large variety of different areas, including work that has contributed to science around HIV, cardiovascular health, brain imaging, and understanding neuroscience, as well as the intersection of arts and health. Another factor that I really enjoy about my job is that I get to mentor students as they grow into scientists and researchers. I generally mentor about 1 to 2 master's students per year, but that number has been growing recently. Usually, I meet with students weekly or biweekly for the first few months of our engagement, including one on one meetings as well as group meetings with our collaborators. For example, I've worked with students on data management and data cleaning for very large longitudinal studies, which are vital skills for any statistician. I've also advised a student who analyzed measures of personal affect and among patients and providers at hospitals with recently added murals. A more recent project, which resulted in a publication for the student, involved analyzing changes in social and emotional characteristics after an intervention aimed at building social capital in men living with HIV. Now that you've heard a bit about me, I'd like to talk about how I chose Emory for graduate school and why I've remained as a faculty member for all these years. First, biostatistics here at Emory has the best people. Our faculty, staff, and students are all very congenial. We don't mind helping out whenever we can, and we love to collaborate both within and outside of our department. So, interdisciplinary collaboration is a strong point of pride for our faculty members. And more importantly, BIOS is fun. We regularly have social events, some that are students only, and others that involve all members of our department. Lastly, there we go. Lastly, I'd like to leave you with some advice I found very useful when choosing where to go to graduate school. As much as possible, I recommend contacting the current students, recent alumni, and anyone else you can find who is associated with the department to ask questions about the programs and the kind of vibe in the department. And since you're committing to a place for several years, be sure that it's a place where you actually like being. So think about the climate, what types of activities are available. In closing, I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to send me an email or message me on LinkedIn. You can also see other aspects of my research on my GitHub page as well as my faculty page. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks for your time.